Yeah, yeah. Gonna be finishing up. I would suggest is to about Keys 2, Episode 5, Investigation. So check there or just check out Tara and see what she can by person on the house. Yeah. Becky's proof state. I'm still really confused why it's supposed to be like February and it's looks like it's freaking in summer. Come on, it's supposed to be all snowy. Everybody knows the whole show they're usually like wintertime all the way until like springtime, which is usually they don't even say what the months are in the show at all. They just have spring, winter, and summer. It's like, okay, what months are they? Yeah. So, I know there's some places in the world that in February, like Australia, they have the end of the summer. So they get equator area. Florida, they're endless summer. Same with California and stuff like that. Where I'm at, it's already getting pretty snowy in the mountains, so it's cold as hell for a desert. So, it's fun. Anyway, let's get to the video.
Hold on a moment, you three. I think you should see this.
Hmm? See what, Daddy?
While Twilight and Athena were busy talking to the girls, I noticed something in Diamond
Tiara's
trash.
I thought you were pretty quiet for a minute there.
You make it sound like I'm some sort of chatterbox.
Why were you rooting around in Diamond Tiara's trash can?
Just a hunch
We didn't
I had.
see him do it.
I managed to take a quick picture of what it was before we left. Look.
Another magazine?
Wait, is it the same one from which the blackmail letter got its clippings?
Probably.
I can't really tell. I had to snap it quickly before they noticed. It definitely looks like one of those gossip magazines about you girls. If I didn't have to sneak the shot, I might have gotten a better angle, or a peek at what was in it.
With that brick, you're lucky you can take pictures at all, boss.
That's an old
In any case,
phone.
I don't think this is a coincidence. We'll definitely have to look into this more.
Everybody's
Agreed.
using iPhones
But
nowadays.
for now, we should move on.
I still need to
What
fix
should we
mine.
do
My
next,
thought had a
Athena?
cracked screen.
I think we have to find Zecora and question her. We should also probably investigate all the new scenes the trial uncovered. So, I guess it's back to the ever-free florist.
Skipping to the forest, skipping through the forest.
Hey, come on, let me in. I'm a lawyer, too.
Are
Sorry,
you?
Mr. Justice, but no one can enter the force at the moment.
What? That's
I
ridiculous.
would have booped that guard. Just
Hey,
would have put it.
Apollo.
Oh, hey, you guys made it.
Have you been waiting long?
No, I just got here. But these guards won't let me pass. I even showed them that silly badge and
Am I the
everything.
only one who feels like that guy should trim
Well,
his hair?
at least that gives us a chance to catch up. How are things back at the detention center?
Split
Less
ends are driving
productive
me
than I would have
crazy.
liked. I did my best to calm Rarity and Sweetie Belle down, but I didn't get much more information out of the latter. She seemed really shaken up by everything, so I didn't want to push it.
I
Hopefully
can't
she
imagine.
explained why she was there.
Still, that's
Tweet about.
unfortunate. I was hoping we would find something that could point us in the right direction.
I take it that the investigation hasn't been very fruitful on your end either?
All they've been doing is
Not
just
really,
tapping
no.
the Silver
We
Spoon
learned a
and
bit
Diamond
more
Tiara.
about Royal Order from Fair Devotion, but not much else. Seems like both sides aren't being very forthcoming, for one reason or another.
I don't feel like all real-life
Investigation's
trials are
looking like it's
this
reaching
much of a
dead
headache.
end.
Maybe not, Athena. I might not have gotten any new info directly, but I did notice one thing.
You did?
Yeah. Sweetie Belle's got a tell. Did you notice it?
Oh, what?
No, I can't say I did. That's kind of your department, buddy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think I might have. Back in the defendant lobby. Is it when she rubs her right foreleg?
Right on the money, Trucy.
Oh yeah.
We never saw her do
Now
it.
that you mention it, she did do that an awful lot, didn't she? Both at Carousel Boutique?
I never noticed. I'd be a terrible lawyer.
We disagree.
That's it? We disagree?
Well, I can't say we agree. That's how I lost my first 10 cases.
Back at court.
Most people do that because they sense a little guilt.
Do you think that
Or
means
have a
she's
bit of
hiding
guilt.
something?
She definitely is. But it was difficult to say what exactly, or what triggered that tell in the first
Just like I
place.
got a little Tourette's when
With
I
how frantic
click
she
my neck.
was, didn't feel right to push her on it.
At the very least, that gives us something we can ask her about. Once we're able to.
Excuse me, Miss Guard's pony?
Yes, Princess Twilight?
Oh,
Now that we're all here,
cute.
is there any chance we can actually enter the forest?
I'm sorry, Your Highness.
Someone boop
We
her.
can't allow anyone in, even you.
What? Why not?
Yeah, she's a
We're under
princess.
strict orders to not let any pony in until the lead investigator, Private Eye, returns.
You mean he's still in Canterlot? How long is he going to be there?
We don't know, but until he does return, our orders are to remain here and prevent any pony from entering. That includes you, Princess Twilight.
She can just teleport beyond you or fly over you, just
Thank
saying.
you for letting us know. Well, that certainly throws a wrench into our plans. What now?
Maybe Apollo could be bait for one of the guards. He could distract them or pull them away for a bit.
Why am I not surprised that I'm the bait?
It makes sense. I mean, with your hair, you could look kind of like a weird bipedal unicorn monster. That would definitely get one of the guards' attention.
Or an anthro.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be the first time you've been mistaken for a monster.
Are the
Remember
guards
when-
listening in on what you're saying?
Maybe that wasn't the best question. Anyway, what exactly would I do as bait? Make a scene and just hope they don't pay attention to the other three humans just hanging
You can
around
boot
here?
both of
that
them and
way
then
I
kick
could
one in the
suplex
butt
other
and
one.
run.
With both of them out of commission, we'd be able to sneak past easy peasy.
Athena.
Is that your answer to everything?
I was joking, Apollo. Jeez. Learn to lighten up, would you? Regardless, we have to do
That's
something.
what people probably say to
Private Eye
me.
isn't here, and we can't exactly stand around waiting for him. We need his help.
Well, it looks like I'll be helping you out for a second time today.
Hey, it's Sonata.
Sonata?
Princess Twilight, Mr. Wright. It's good to see you both again.
It is? I mean, yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah, reminds me of that one.
Great to see you too.
One buddy married
How
Midnight
How
Sonata.
are you?
Real smooth, boss.
So you're the Sonata that Mr. Wright was talking about yesterday. I gotta say, it's nice to meet you in person. In Pony?
It's nice to meet you as well, although I don't believe we've all been formally introduced.
Let's keep
Right.
your glasses from
I'm Apollo
falling.
Justice. I'm a defense attorney that works at Mr. Wright's office.
And I'm Trucy. Trucy Wright.
Oh? He's your father.
Yeah, adopted.
I wasn't aware you had a daughter.
Well, it's a long story.
One of many, I imagine. You do look a little older after all.
That's true, sadly, on both accounts.
Perhaps you'll tell them to me sometime. And you are Ms. Athena Sykes, correct? I remember you from the trial.
Yes,
Yes,
that's me. You can just call me Athena, though.
the pixie.
Oh, thank goodness she doesn't remember me as Golden Pixie.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel like I should thank you for your help, Sonata. If you and Private Eye hadn't shown up when you did, we would have had to extend that trial even further.
There's no need to thank me, Athena. I was just doing my duty. Besides, you really managed to put up a spirited defense, despite all the setbacks against you.
You think so? I can't say I really agree. I still feel terrible about what I did.
You're referring, of course, to accusing Zecora.
Yeah.
You've already settled the issue with her, haven't you? Furthermore, your
Let it
clients,
go and move
Attorney
on.
Page and Scootaloo, were proven innocent. I'm certainly not saying you shouldn't feel guilty for what you did, but perhaps you don't need to put yourself down for it all the time.
I guess.
I'm used to bringing myself down.
But I also feel bad about how all of that resulted in Sweetie Belle getting arrested.
Ah, I see. I know we just met, Athena, so you may take what I say with a grain of salt. But you can't blame yourself for everything that happened. It won't help you or your client. And it certainly
Sometimes
won't
everybody
find
just
the
likes to
truth.
blame you.
I should
Just
know.
for the fun of it.
Hey, wait. How do you know Sweetie Belle's gonna be our client?
Well, why else would you be out here, trying to get into the Everfree Forest?
I see.
And you know there's like an infinite ways to get into the
guilt
damn
that you're
forest.
feeling,
Just
Athena?
saying.
It doesn't quite suit someone with as much perseverance as yourself. Wouldn't you say? And besides, you're not the only person who can be blamed. After all, the test that Private Eye and I ran revealed the owner of the second bloodstain.
But you couldn't have known.
True. And neither could you, wouldn't you say? Is something the matter, Princess Twilight?
No, it's just... You've changed, Sonata.
I
that
haven't
so?
noticed.
You sound surprised.
I haven't seen her in a while.
Jail does have a tendency to change ponies.
She's probably a little fragile after being in there so long, and I'm sure she'll be heartened to see our faces.
I'm home. You're all my bitches now.
Okay.
Eh?
That reminds me.
You went to
Sonata,
jail?
we've heard a lot about you from Daddy and Twilight, but I don't think either of them ever told us why you were in jail.
Oh yeah, the
Casey,
Rainbow
You
Dash.
can't just ask people that.
The Rainbow Dash trial.
To
I
be
think.
honest, Mr. Wright, I'm also kind of curious.
Me too. I want to hear all about this attorney who just saved our butts.
It's fine, Mr. Wright. I've made my peace with who I was and what I did. And I find that talking about it makes it easier to accept and move on. Yes, you're correct that I am an attorney, Athena. But that wasn't always the case.
My eyes.
My name is Sonata, and I was a criminal. Specifically a blackmailer. I dealt in ponies' secrets, in procuring and using them against their owners, in order to come out on top. It never bothered me.
Yep, that.
At least I thought it didn't. But that changed after an incident involving a race known as the Equestrian 500. I had partnered with one of the athletes, Ace Swift. We'd worked together for a while, successfully blackmailing several athletes in previous races. The racers would be forced to drop out or hand the win over to Ace if they didn't want their secrets to be leaked. It was a very successful enterprise. Ace was a celebrity,
Until you dealt with
and I
Rainbow.
was his successful manager.
We didn't want nothing to do
No
with it.
pony had any idea of what we were doing. It worked for a time, until we tried to blackmail Rainbow Dash. What should have been a simple case of leverage turned into a terrible nightmare.
A terrible nightmare?
Yeah, he got shocked to
Yes.
death while he tried to kill
Rainbow
her.
refused to meet our demands and flew off before Ace could stop her. Ace
Well, I tried
was
to kill
furious, but by that point, I had already wanted to stop blackmailing ponies. The guilt of what we had been doing eventually caught up with me. Once Rainbow flew off, I told him how I felt, and he completely snapped. I figured he'd panic, since he thought he'd be ruined without my help. What I didn't expect was just how far he'd go to try and hide his crimes.
What do you mean?
In his rage, he tried to kill me, so I defended myself. By the end of it all, Ace was dead, and I was left with a crime to cover up. I was scared. I didn't just fear that my blackmailing would be found out, but also that I would be blamed for Ace's death. And so I had the sudden idea to pin the whole thing on Rainbow Dash.
And that led Twilight to summoning Daddy to defend her, right?
When she could have easily done it herself.
And though the path to get there was rough, eventually I managed to prove Rainbow's innocence.
That's not all you proved, though, Mr. Wright.
You mean there's more?
I pinned the death on Rainbow because I thought I had actually murdered Ace. But as Mr. Wright managed to prove, there never was a murder. Ace's death was really a freak accident, a death caused by the elements of nature itself.
Yeah,
He
the
still
cloud.
had to serve a sentence, of course. There was never any doubt about that. But afterwards, I reaffirmed my decision to stop going down that path and start doing for others what they'd done for me. Help those in need. Find the
Yep.
truth in any way I could.
Wow, Daddy! You inspire everyone you come across, don't you?
And why is he always so goddamn broke?
I think think you might be giving me a little too much credit here.
Is this why you wanted to represent Scootaloo?
Part of it was why,
But then
yes.
nowadays everybody's
It
becoming
was a bit shocking when she turned me down. But when she said she wanted that human attorney to take her case, it suddenly all made sense. Of course, that attorney ended up being you, Athena. I don't think I could have done a finer job at defending her myself.
Wow. And to think this pony used to be a blackmailer. Boss must have made a heck of an impression on her.
Make stories are nice.
At any rate,
can we get back
it
to
really
the,
is good that you're here,
you
Sonata.
know, the current time?
Any chance you can help us get into the forest to continue our investigation?
Unfortunately, no. Their orders are very strict. But I do have some good news for you all. Private Eye just arrived back from Canterlot.
He has? Where can we find him?
Right now, he's at the detention center with Sugar Stamp. I was actually on my way there now.
Great! Mind if we tag along? That way we can talk to him and find out more about Miss Stamp.
I suppose I wouldn't mind the
I still
company.
think Miss Stamp and his Bear Devotion are a couple. Or a forbidden couple. For a minute, as if she married
Back
wife
here
cheating on her
again,
husband.
and still as gloomy as ever.
Let's find Private Eye quickly then. I don't want to be here any longer than we need to.
Ah, I didn't expect you to come here so quickly. Good afternoon to you all.
Good afternoon, Detective. Do you know if Sweetie Belle or Sugar Stamp are out of questioning?
I'm afraid Miss Sweetie Belle is being questioned once again. But Miss Sugar Stamp hasn't started yet. I assume you want to talk to her?
That's their plan, yes.
I guess they get to talk to Sweetie Belle
Miss
later.
Sonata. I wasn't aware you had tagged along.
It was a bit of a chance meeting. We met just outside of the Everfree Forest.
That's actually what we wanted to talk to you about too, before we questioned Miss Sugar Stamp.
Is that so?
Yes. Why exactly have you had the forest blocked off?
Ah, right. My reasoning is quite simple. With all of the new information that Sonata and I discovered, we couldn't risk any pony else tampering with it.
Yeah, true. You don't want
That's why
someone
I've had it called
trying to
off
get rid of it or
for the
anything.
time being.
Well, we'll need access to the crime scene eventually. Could you give us permission to investigate?
Certainly, Princess. Once we are finished here, I will inform the guards at the entrance to let you all pass. In fact, I'd meant to do that just as I arrived from Canterlot, but my duties here kept me from heading off immediately.
That actually leads me to another question. What were you doing in Canterlot? I would have thought you'd stick around Ponyville to continue your investigation.
Probably personal stuff.
Right. Well, the truth is, Miss Sykes, I was summoned to Canterlot.
By
Summoned? By who?
Lawkeeper Equity.
Lawkeeper Equity? You mean the pony who heads the High Council?
The very same. She wanted an update as to the current investigation's progress.
Wait. How come she was interested in a murder in Ponyville of all places?
It was due to the fact that the victim was a member of the Royal Guard, you see. You must understand.
You mean all the guards that look
the High
almost
Council
exactly
represents, in many ways, the public during times of national duress. Given the nature of this crime, and to whom it was committed, it is only logical that they, and therefore Lawkeeper Equity, should want to stay up to date regarding any and all developments.
I see. So about Miss Stamp's arrest, was there anything new you were able to uncover about her connection to the crime?
We were, Your Highness. A search of her home revealed some rather incriminating evidence.
What?
Incriminating
might have been
evidence?
right, like she was involved.
What do you mean?
I mean that it's evidence that connects Miss Sugarstamp to Royal Order's death.
Can we see this evidence, Detective?
You should have the right.
Unfortunately, Princess Twilight, that evidence is no longer in my possession. I handed it over to the local authorities for analysis.
Well, crap.
Until they are through, no one can access it. Moreover, if anyone were to access it, I'm not sure it would be helpful.
Why do you say that?
Yeah.
Because Miss Sugarstamp has already confessed to killing Royal Order.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh yeah!
Well,
She
she's probably covering up for a friend.
Why on would she do that?
I haven't the foggiest idea, miss. She confessed virtually as soon as we apprehended her, after all.
Hang on. Did she confess to both Royal Order's deaths?
Good catch, Miss Sykes. The answer is no. She merely confessed to killing one, the one in the forest clearing. However, we could not ascertain for what reason she'd do it.
There's no sense in speculating.
It's
We'll need to
probably
hear what she has
because
to
he
say
wasn't
about it.
visiting his family
That
enough,
would indeed appear to be the
and
best course
his
of action.
wife and the other
Well, should we
decided
speak with her now?
to get rid of him.
We definitely have to. But I wouldn't even know where to begin. This was an absolute bombshell to drop on us.
Wait, before we do that, there are some other things I'd like to ask you, Private Eye. Is that okay?
Of course, Mr. Wright. What is it?
The first is about the anonymous tip that led to Turning Page being arrested. His mother, Miss Fair Devotion,
I have
wanted
a
to know
feeling
if you had
she's the
figured out who had
responsible,
sent it.
the one who caused
I
his
see.
death. Or
Well, I'm
planned
sorry
it.
to say that the tip is still undergoing examination. I'm afraid I'll have to get back to you on that.
I guess that's to be expected.
What else did you want to ask?
We learned something else from Fair Devotion when we went to speak with her earlier. She told us that whenever he went on assignments to Canterlot, Royal Order would take a special travel case with him.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so.
Miss Devotion did inform us of its existence.
Does that mean you have that case?
You've come at a rather inopportune time.
You
I'm
turned
afraid.
it in, didn't you?
That case is much like the anonymous tip, undergoing examination. It won't be ready for viewing for quite some time.
Or BS.
But rest assured, once we are finished, I will have them ready for your perusal the next time we meet. I can promise you that.
All right.
Goody.
Thanks anyway, Detective.
Was there anything else you needed me for?
No, I think that was everything.
In which case, I had better take my leave. As I said before, I will make my way to the Everfree Forest entrance to allow you to enter unhindered. With any luck, by the time you've finished your questioning, I'll still be there, hopefully with both the anonymous tip and the travel case.
We'll see you then. Goodbye, Private Eye.
Farewell, and good luck.
I guess we'd better go see Sugar Stamp then.
I guess so. But honestly, now I'm a little concerned. Who knows what she's going to say?
She sure is happy.
Sugar Stamp?
Why, hello, everypony! It's great to see you all.
She is way too chipper.
Are you okay, Miss Stamp?
Oh, I'm sorry, little miss. I don't have any candies with me, so you'll have to wait for them another time.
We aren't here for candies, Miss Stamp.
Really? Well, that's all right. It's still nice
She
of you
is
all to
too
come and visit
chipper.
little old me.
Who gave her pony nip?
Actually, Miss Stamp, I'm afraid this is far from a courtesy call.
Yes, we have a few questions for you, if you don't mind.
Of course I don't mind. I am at your service, ma'am. What do you want to ask me?
We want to know about you confessing to murdering Royal Order.
Oh, of course. What about it?
So it's true? You really did confess to murdering Royal Order?
Might want to give some more intel on that one.
But why? Why would you do that?
You mean confess?
Yes!
Isn't it obvious? Ponies confess when they know they did something wrong.
So it's true. You really did kill him.
But how?
I
That's
wouldn't
the
have
real info.
confessed if otherwise.
No! I refuse to believe that. You couldn't have. You just couldn't have.
Trucy?
Sorry, Daddy.
I have to agree with Trucy on this, though. I find it hard to believe you, of all ponies, would want to kill Royal Order. I
Yeah,
mean,
she doesn't
why
have the
would you want to?
killer
What motive could you possibly have?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter? How can you say that?
Because she confessed.
She's
And
probably
as far as the
protecting
investigation
that
is
one lady.
concerned, that wraps up that particular loose end.
Her devotion.
With her confession and silence on the matter, the case is closed. As much as I dislike having to admit it.
It's okay, every pony. You can go now. Have a nice day!
Yep, knew it. She's
No.
lying.
I know it's far from closed. She's hiding something. Her true motive, maybe. Or something else.
Yeah, or this would have been
But this is
over a long
anything
time
but
ago.
an open and shut
Or this
case.
would be over right now.
Unfortunately, I don't see a way of getting her to open up about why she killed him, but maybe if I talk about some other ponies involved. It may interest you, Sugar Stamp, to learn that before we came here, we went and visited Fair Devotion at her house. Turning Page and Scoodly were there.
They were? Oh, how are they? I didn't get a chance to check on them during the trial.
They're fine, but they're certainly concerned about you. Neither of them
Yeah,
can
but
really
you're
believe you had
hiding,
anything to do with the
adorable
crime.
little bugger.
Well, kids believe what they want to believe.
And I guess that extends to Fair Devotion as well?
Diva?
Uh-huh. Diva?
I knew it. They're a couple.
Oh,
They're a
that's-
secret couple.
That's just what I call
knew it.
fair devotion from time to time.
A nickname, huh? Let me guess.
Only those who are
That's
in
something you
love
started
with
calling her a long time ago, right?
or if they're best friends.
When you were kids?
Or friends.
How did...
It's the same with me. A friend and I have had nicknames for each other since childhood. We're really close, actually. Is it the same with you and Fair Devotion?
None of my friends ever gave me nicknames.
Yes, very! We've been friends since we were both fillies. We grew up in the same town, moved in the same circles, did each other's hair, talked about all the cute stallions that we saw, like Royal Order for one.
Huh? You mean you knew Royal Order before he met Fair Devotion?
Yep. In fact, I was the one who introduced Diva to him. The way he looked at her and the way she looked at him. Well, I don't want to sound mushy, but sometimes you just know when two ponies will make a great couple.
You liked him more,
And
didn't
it's kind
you?
of funny, too, because Diva introduced me to my husband around the same time.
Never mind.
Wait, you're married? I didn't know that. Has your husband visited you yet?
Oh, well, you see, my husband...
Passed away?
He passed away
Yep.
about half a year ago from a heart attack.
Oh my god, what's happening to him?
I'm having a heart attack! You ought to know by now!
He must have been a really fat pony.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
It's okay, Miss Sykes. I don't really talk
But then
about it
some people
anyway.
have weak hearts and
Sometimes
not
ponies
everybody
still call me
survives a heart
Mrs.
attack.
by mistake, though. Since
I guess
we
heart
had the
attacks just come out
ceremony
of
in
nowhere.
Ponyville, after all.
I see.
It wasn't much, but I still think of it fondly. I thought that love would last forever. I was wrong.
I kind of gave up on
Admittedly,
love.
it was hard. Those first few days and weeks after, I thought everything would stop. But the clocks kept ticking, the pianos played, and the sun and moon rose. The world went on, but I felt that my world had ended. I wasn't sure what to do or how to move forward. That's why I was especially thankful that I had Royal Order and Fair Devotion to help me out.
What do you mean?
Well, Royal Order would often come up to Canterlot to keep me company. I didn't want to be alone with the memories. Having him there gave me the strength to keep going, I think.
You did something
And
else
Diva,
together, didn't you?
well, it couldn't have been easy. She was a mom with an adorable little son to take care of. But even though she was busy being a parent and a school teacher, she tried to make as many trips to Canterlot as she could, all just to see me. Those two took time out of their lives to come and check up on me, to make sure I was okay.
This
And
is
for
gonna be a
that,
very
I will
complicated
always
trial.
be grateful.
Ms. Stamp, I hope this doesn't sound intrusive, but did Royal Order keep these visits consistent? Up until his death?
Yes, he did. He was a good friend. They all were. They made me feel like I was part of a family after I'd lost mine. A family I never had.
This is question, son.
I see.
I'm not sure what Sonata meant by asking that, but I think she's thinking what I'm thinking. There's so much sadness in Miss Stamp's voice, and yet so much gratitude and love for this family. Given that, how can I possibly believe she'd ever kill Royal Order?
Like I said, she's probably
And
just
based on
taking
how
the blame
everyone
for
else
something
looks,
else.
they feel the same. None of this adds up. Why would she confess to killing some pony who meant so much to her?
To protect someone else.
Miss Stamp.
Hey! Get back here, you little brat!
Huh? What's going on?
Apple Bloom,
Eh?
what are you doing here?
Apple Bloom or Sweetie Belle? Oh, just Apple.
You get back here! You can't just barge into the detention center whenever you want!
True.
Guard! Release Apple Bloom this instant!
Princess Twilight, it's crowded enough in here already. And besides, this kid just pushed past the guards into a restricted area, which is clearly a violation of—
You guys suck
I
that
said,
much.
release her!
Yeah, you couldn't even stop a kid.
Yes, Princess.
Okay, Apple Bloom, please calm down and tell us what happened. It's about Rarity's home. Carousel Boutique?
Did someone
What about
ransack
it?
it?
It's been broken into!
Yep. How did I guess that?
Are you serious?
Come on! We have to get over there. If we move fast enough, we might be able to catch the perpetrator
Maybe
before they
we'll have
leave.
to tag along.
Guards, bring some backup.
Yep.
We'll need to surround the place with as many ponies as we can.
Right away, Princess.
What do you think?
With the news of the recent break-in, we all dashed out of the detention center, uncertain of what we would find. But more than that, we were even more uncertain of everything that we discovered so far. Sweetie Belle's arrest, Sugar Stamp's confession, Royal Order's motivations, Fair Devotion's silence, the 2 murders, the cloning, Luna, what she was trying to do. I had no idea where this case would take us, but I had the feeling it would continue to twist and turn as time went on, before we finally uncovered the truth.
Alright, that was all of it. Yeah, finally getting interesting. First I was getting a little bored at the beginning. Like, are we gonna do something? Or just nothing about flashbacks? But yeah, this is really big. Like, I'd be more involved in this. Probably like romance or forbidden romance. But still, anyway. You guys like the reaction? Have a nice day.